Let them hate you. Let them talk. Let them point their fingers and whisper your name like a warning. Because when they hate you, it means you're doing something they could never dare to do. You're stepping into a light they can't even imagine for themselves. You see, hatred isn't the enemy. It's a signal. It's a flare shot into the sky that says this person is different. This person is brave. This person is on the move. People don't waste their energy on those standing still. They reserve their bitterness for the ones who are running towards something greater. If you live for approval, you will die by rejection. And if you wait for everyone to love you before you move, you will stay stuck in the exact same place, forever silenced by the fear of their opinions. But when you stop needing validation, when you embrace the sneers, the side eyes, the fake smiles, you become unstoppable. You rise above the noise. You discover that greatness isn't found in the arms of applause. It's forged in the fire of criticism. Hatred is a sign of your growth. It sounds strange at first, doesn't it? We're taught from a young age to seek approval, to crave acceptance, to believe that if people dislike us, we must have done something wrong. But the truth is far more powerful and far more freeing. When people start to hate you, it's often the clearest signal that you are stepping into your true power. It means you are rising to a level that threatens the comfort of those who chose to stay small. People don't waste energy on someone who isn't moving. They reserve their bitterness, their criticism, and their judgment for those who dare to climb higher. When you're doing nothing extraordinary, no one notices. You blend into the background. You cause no discomfort. But the moment you begin to break free from the patterns that trap others, the moment you start choosing a path that demands courage, discipline, and boldness, you stir something deep inside the people around you. You force them to see the parts of themselves they've been hiding from. Your growth becomes a mirror, reflecting back to them the dreams they abandoned, the risks they were too afraid to take, the potential they left untapped. It's not really you they hate. It's the reminder of their own surrender. When you level up, you expose the laziness of those who settled. When you pursue excellence, you make mediocrity uncomfortable. When you become fearless, you expose the chains of fear still holding others back. That's why the hate comes. It's not about you doing something wrong. It's about you doing something different, something bold, something rare. This is why you must not fear hatred. You must not see it as a sign to retreat. You must not let it pull you back into the shadows. Instead, you must wear their hate like a badge of honor. You must understand that the noise, the judgment, the whispers behind your back, they are not your burden to carry. They are evidence that you are moving in the right direction. Every great soul in history faced hatred. Every visionary was mocked before they were revered. Every world changer, every innovator, every bold leader had to endure the arrows of criticism before they could claim their legacy. If you think you will be the exception, you are wrong. If you think you can rise without resistance, you are dreaming. Hate is part of the territory of greatness. It's the tax you pay for daring to be extraordinary. And here's something even more powerful. The stronger the hate, the greater the destiny. If your dreams don't make people uncomfortable, they're not big enough. If your actions don't inspire jealousy, insecurity, or fear in others, you're not pushing hard enough. Growth at a high level disrupts the environment around you. It forces change. And human nature resists change fiercely, but you are not responsible for their reactions. You are not responsible for their comfort. You are responsible for your mission, your calling, your purpose. Let them wrestle with their feelings. Let them struggle with their bitterness. Let them talk. Let them judge. You stay focused on your path. You keep climbing your mountain. Because as you rise, something magical happens. The noise fades. The air gets thinner. Fewer voices reach you at the top. The same people who mocked you will one day marvel at you. The same ones who doubted you will one day wish they had believed. But by then, their opinions won't matter. They will be echoes behind you, ghosts in the wind, reminders of a battle you already won. Hatred is a strange gift. It teaches you to detach from external validation. It forces you to build inner strength. It challenges you to keep moving forward without applause. And when you master that, you become unstoppable. You no longer live for the cheers or die by the boos. You live for your purpose, for your vision, for the calling that burns inside you. So the next time you feel the sting of someone's hatred, don't shrink, smile, because it means you're not invisible anymore. It means your life is making waves. It means you are doing something worth noticing. Keep moving, keep rising, keep growing. And let their hate be the music you march to as you ascend to heights they only dream of. Approval is a trap, and it's one of the most dangerous prisons you can ever walk into without realizing it. From the earliest moments of our lives, we are conditioned to seek the approval of others. Approval from parents, teachers, friends, society. We learn that a smile means we are good, a frown means we are bad, praise means we belong, criticism means we are outsiders. And so, unknowingly, we start handing over pieces of ourselves in exchange for a few words of validation. We learn to shrink our dreams, dull our personalities, and soften our edges just to fit into the mold that pleases others. Slowly, quietly, we start living a life that is not even ours anymore. It's a patchwork of expectations, stitched together by the opinions of people who may not even understand us. The trap of approval is sticky because it feels good in the moment. It feels good to be accepted, to be liked, to hear applause. But the cost is devastating because every time you make a choice based on what others think, you abandon a piece of your own soul. Every time you silence your true desires to avoid judgment, you betray your destiny. And the most painful part? No matter how much approval you chase, it will never be enough. Today they may love you, tomorrow they may turn on you. People's opinions are as fickle as the wind, shifting with their moods, their insecurities, their misunderstandings. And if your worth is tied to their opinions, your life will be a never-ending roller coaster of anxiety and disappointment. Living for approval is like building a house on quicksand. It looks stable at first, it feels safe, but the ground underneath you is always shifting, and sooner or later, everything you built will come crashing down. True peace, true strength, true fulfillment come only when you break free from this trap, when you stop asking, what will they think of me, and start asking, what do I think of myself? That's when you step into real power. And that's when you start building a life that is rooted in authenticity, not in fear. There's a hard truth you have to face if you want to be great. You will disappoint people. You will upset people. You will lose people. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to understand your path. Not everyone is supposed to come with you to the next level. The ones who truly belong in your life will support your growth even when it makes them uncomfortable. The ones who only loved the version of you that served their needs will fall away. Let them. It is not your job to make yourself smaller so others can feel comfortable. It is not your job to twist yourself into a shape that fits inside their tiny expectations. You are here to live your truth, to honor your calling, to follow the fire in your gut, even when the world tries to pour water on it. And you cannot do that if you are constantly looking over your shoulder, worried about who approves and who doesn't. Approval is fleeting. Purpose is eternal. Approval is external. Purpose comes from within. Approval can be stripped away in a moment. Purpose is something no one can ever take from you. And here's the beautiful irony. When you stop chasing approval, when you start living boldly and authentically, the right kind of approval, the real kind, will find you. Not the approval of the fickle crowd, but the respect of those who recognize true strength when they see it. Not the cheap applause of the moment, but the lasting admiration that is born from witnessing someone who dared to live fully and fearlessly. The world does not need more people who live for likes. It needs more people who live for legacy. It needs people who are willing to be misunderstood today so they can be remembered tomorrow. People who are willing to stand alone, if necessary, because they refuse to betray themselves just to be liked. That kind of courage is rare, That kind of power changes lives. That kind of authenticity lights the way for others who are tired of living trapped behind a mask. So decide today. Decide that you will no longer be a prisoner of approval. Decide that your dreams, your happiness, your peace are worth more than the fleeting opinions of people who don't have to live with your regrets. Set yourself free. Live so fully, so boldly that you no longer need a round of applause to know you are enough. Be your own approval. Trust your own voice. Follow your own path. And watch how life opens up for you in ways you never imagined. Haters are fuel, not obstacles. It's one of the hardest lessons to embrace, but once you truly understand it, you become unstoppable. Every time someone doubts you, mocks you, criticizes you, or tries to tear you down, they are handing you pure energy. It may not feel like it at first. It may sting. It may make you question yourself for a moment, but beneath that pain is raw power waiting to be harnessed. You have two choices when faced with hate. You can let it wound you and weaken you, or you can gather it up, set it on fire inside you, and use it to push yourself further than you ever thought possible. You must realize that people do not hate those who pose no threat. Indifference is reserved for the ordinary. Hatred is reserved for those who disrupt the norm, who challenge comfort zones, who dare to dream beyond the small cages others have accepted as life. When you step out of line, when you choose ambition over mediocrity, when you pick discipline over ease, you rattle people's insecurities. You show them what's possible, and it terrifies them. They would rather hate you than face their own reflection. So let them. Let their bitterness be a reminder that you are doing something right. Let their anger be the soundtrack to your rise. Imagine taking every insult, every rumor, every sneer, and turning it into a brick. Imagine stacking those bricks one by one to build the road to your dreams. That's what champions do. They don't crumble under hate. They construct something unstoppable with it. They understand that adversity is not a signal to stop. It's a signal to keep going. The bigger the dream, the louder the noise. The greater your potential, the sharper the attacks. So instead of fearing it, welcome it. Expect it. Know that when hate shows up, progress isn't far behind. Most people waste time trying to silence their haters, trying to convince them, trying to win them over. That's a losing battle. Your mission isn't to change their minds. Your mission is to stay locked in on your vision. Haters thrive when they see you distracted, when they see you emotional, when they see you doubting yourself. The real power move is to take every word they throw at you and let it sharpen your focus even more. Smile when they doubt you. Grind harder when they criticize you. It comes disguised as obstacles, criticism, betrayal, and doubt, but it's all part of the shaping process. You don't reach true greatness by avoiding resistance. You reach it by pushing through it with more fire, more faith, and more determination than ever before. Look around at the world. Look at every person who ever did something extraordinary. Look at every visionary who changed the course of history. None of them were met with open arms at first. They were doubted. They were laughed at. They were hated. Why? Because their greatness exposed the fear and smallness of those around them. Their visions were too big for average minds to grasp. Their courage was too blinding for those who chose comfort. Resistance wasn't a glitch in their journey. It was a feature. It was the friction needed to sharpen their character and harden their resolve. The greatness you admire from afar was forged in the fires of opposition. It didn't come easy. It wasn't handed to them. It was earned through battles that most people will never see. The moment you start aiming for real greatness, you have to expect resistance. It will come from strangers, but even more painfully, it will sometimes come from the people closest to you, friends, family, mentors, people you thought would cheer you on. They might be the first to tell you to slow down, to stay safe, to be realistic, not because they hate you, but because your pursuit of something greater threatens their understanding of what's possible. You are stepping into territory they are too afraid to explore. And instead of admitting that fear, they will often disguise it as concern, jealousy, or criticism. Don't get bitter. Don't waste energy fighting them. Understand that it's part of the cost of building something real. Resistance is the pressure that creates diamonds. It is the weight that strengthens muscles. It is the opposition that forces you to dig deeper into yourself to find strength and focus you didn't even know existed. Without resistance, greatness would be meaningless. Without challenges, success would be hollow. The very struggle you are tempted to run from is the exact thing you need to become who you were meant to be. Every sleepless night, every setback, every betrayal, every moment of self-doubt, they are the chisels shaping you into something unbreakable. Without them, you would remain ordinary. With them, you become legendary. When resistance shows up, it's easy to think maybe you should quit. Maybe the dream is too big. Maybe you're not good enough. But that's the lie. The resistance is not there to tell you to stop. It's there to test how badly you want it. It's there to separate those who merely wish from those who will. It's a filter, a crucible, a proving ground. And every time you choose to keep going despite the resistance, you move one step closer to the greatness that's calling your name. Most people retreat at the first sign of resistance. They take the criticism personally. They let the betrayal break them. They allow the failure to define them, but not you. You must see resistance for what it truly is, a signal that you are rising higher. A sign that you are building something that matters. You must learn to welcome the struggle, to lean into the discomfort, to smile in the face of adversity, because you know what it really means. It means you are becoming unstoppable. It means you are stepping into your true power. It means you are walking the same path every great leader, innovator, and world changer has walked before you. True greatness is not given. It's fought for. It's earned with blood, sweat, tears, and a refusal to give up when the world says you should. So when resistance comes, and it will, don't run. Stand taller. Dig deeper. Fight harder. Because every ounce of resistance you face today is carving you into the kind of person capable of holding the greatness you were destined for. The struggle is the way. The resistance is the sign. And greatness, real greatness, is waiting for you on the other side. Your focus must be unshakable. In a world screaming for your attention, pulling at you with distractions, noise, opinions, and endless temptations, the ability to lock in on your mission is what will separate you from the crowd. You cannot build greatness if your focus is weak. You cannot reach your potential if you allow every comment, every setback, every shiny distraction to pull you off course. Focus is not a gift. It's a decision you make every single day. It's the choice to prioritize your purpose over your comfort, your vision over your feelings, your destiny over temporary emotions. The greatest among us aren't the smartest or the most talented. They are simply the ones who decided that nothing and no one was going to pull them away from what they were born to do. Every time you allow yourself to be distracted by negativity, by haters, by the need to explain yourself to people who have no place in your future, you are handing away your power. You are leaking energy that should be invested into your growth, your craft, your dreams. Your time is a currency. And if you spend it on every battle, every argument, every insignificant opinion, you'll end up bankrupt where it matters most. The real enemy is not out there. The real enemy is losing sight of why you started in the first place. The real battle is against your own impulses to react instead of build, to drift instead of drive, to settle instead of soar. You have to understand that greatness demands sacrifice. It demands tunnel vision. It demands that you be willing to be misunderstood, doubted, criticized, and even hated, all without losing sight of your goal. It's easy to stay focused when everything is going right. It's easy to stay locked in when everyone is cheering for you. But the true test comes when things get hard, when the noise gets louder, when the pressure feels unbearable. That's when you find out if your focus is real or just convenient. That's when you decide if your mission is stronger than your mood. You cannot allow every storm to shake you. You cannot let every whisper of doubt make you question yourself. You cannot let every detour become your destination. Discipline is what will carry you through when motivation fades. Commitment is what will keep you moving when inspiration is nowhere to be found. Every distraction you conquer, every temptation you resist, every moment you choose to stay focused when it would be easier to quit, that is the moment you sharpen yourself into a weapon of unstoppable purpose. Imagine a laser beam, narrow, intense, cutting through steel. That's the kind of focus you need, not wide, scattered, chasing every opportunity, responding to every noise, but narrow, direct, relentless. The kind of focus that says, I don't care what they say, I don't care who doubts me, I don't care how long it takes, I will not be moved. That's the kind of focus that builds empires. That's the kind of focus that turns dreams into legacies. And don't think the distractions will ever go away. As you climb higher, they only get louder. The stakes get bigger, the critics get bolder, the temptations to settle for good instead of great become stronger. You will be offered comfort when you're supposed to be chasing growth. You will be tempted with applause when you're supposed to be building quietly. You will be attacked with doubt when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. Recognize it, expect it, and refuse to be shaken. Train yourself to protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Protect your energy, protect your time, protect your dreams. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Not every conflict deserves a response. Some things must be ignored so your purpose can be honored. Some battles must be left unfought so your destiny can be fulfilled. When you look back on your life, you won't regret the distractions you avoided. You'll regret the ones you let in. You'll regret the moments you lost focus, the opportunities you let slip by because you were too busy reacting to things that didn't matter. Choose now to be different. Choose now to be disciplined. Choose now to be the person who locks eyes with their goal and refuses to blink no matter how fierce the storm around them grows. Your focus must be unshakable. Your future demands it. Your dreams are waiting for it. And everything you were born to become depends on it. Victory is the best response. In a world full of noise, negativity, and doubt, it's tempting to think you must defend yourself with words, arguments, and explanations. But true warriors know that the loudest answer, the most undeniable reply, is success. Every insult hurled at you, every door slammed in your face, every time you are underestimated or counted out is not an invitation to explain yourself. It's an invitation to rise so high that words are no longer needed. The best revenge against doubters isn't anger. It isn't bitterness. It's doing exactly what they said you couldn't do, becoming exactly who they said you'd never become, and reaching heights they can no longer touch. Victory silences critics in ways arguments never could. When you win, when you succeed, when you stand on the other side of every storm they said would break you, the truth becomes undeniable. The same people who laughed, doubted, criticized, and tried to block you will have no choice but to watch you stand victorious. Success changes the conversation. It rewrites the narrative. It transforms you from a target into a standard others are forced to measure themselves against. Your life becomes a statement, a living testimony that no amount of hate, no volume of doubt, no weight of negativity could hold you down. But here's the secret. Victory isn't handed to you. It's earned through pain, through perseverance, through a relentless refusal to quit. It's earned when you decide that your energy is too precious to waste on proving yourself to small minds. It's earned when you channel every ounce of frustration, every spark of anger, every tear shed in silence into fuel for your journey. While they talk, you work. While they doubt, you build. While they plot against you, you sharpen your focus. And when the time comes, when the fruits of your labor begin to show, no one will be able to deny it. Victory speaks for itself. Every moment you feel tempted to respond to negativity, remember that silence backed by progress is more powerful than any comeback you could ever craft. Let them talk, let them mock, let them doubt, because in the end, their opinions have no power over your destiny unless you hand it to them. Their words cannot stop the disciplined, the determined, the obsessed. Their hate cannot touch the one who refuses to quit. And the most beautiful part? When you finally rise to the level you were meant for, your victory will not just silence them, it will inspire others who watched you endure, who saw you stay silent, focused, and strong when it would have been easier to crumble. You must hold the vision so clearly in your mind that the noise around you fades into the background.